Welcome back to our fresh series, and I think we're into the last episode of fall, and then we're going to start picking things up even more than we already have. Oh, my voice is already stopping. It was doing fine all day long until like just now. But anyway, we're kind of into that part of the run where all we're really doing is gifting every single day, and then occasionally going to the caverns, and while we wait for a duck feather and a nautilus shell. I think that's kind of like our current situation. So this will be like the last episode I feature any gifting whatsoever, because otherwise it's just me handing people items they like. And we're getting like, I would say maybe like less than 10 episodes away from finishing this entire series off. And then we'll pick up a little bit heavier with the Perfection series. And maybe some other stuff too. I don't know yet. But yeah, that being said, there's nothing else major going on in fall. We have the spirits. Oh, what is it called? I should really know the name of stuff. After like 1,500 hours in this game. Spirits Eve, probably? Whatever. So we'll do Spirits Eve. We'll do a last few birthdays if there are any. And I think we have one more pumpkin harvest. So we have to... Well, I guess we'll do a farm teardown to kind of prep it for a winter time in next year. So we'll get that done, and then we'll also expand into the quarry a little bit with kegs and jars, because we really need to start processing pumpkins, because we have so much starfruit and so many pumpkins that we can't possibly process it all with just a couple hundred kegs. So we're going to need a couple hundred kegs and jars. I think for like 3,000 starfruit, you need something like 330 total kegs to process in the last 2 months of the game. And I only know that because of my Perfection run, where I have to do that. And in this run, we have a full another year, so we don't need that many. But it would be nice to have a little bit of money sometime soon. We can start getting some obelisks built, make it easier to travel places. Our first obelisk we build will probably be the desert, I guess, even though the totems are easy to get. I don't know, I guess we don't really need money until way late. The golden clock is generally not that useful, and it's 10 million, so it'll be a while, but I think it may be in this episode or next we'll switch over our skills so we can finally start selling some wine. And that'll be really nice. Oh, I just got a phone call from Scam Likely. It's my least favorite call. Yeah. And we're growing more, like it's not super necessary, but we are growing more oak trees. It's not as like a huge deal, but it's something we eventually will need more kegs, so we might as well have it like cooking up, you know? And yeah, a lot of my days look like this. A lot of wine harvests, I guess once a week. And occasionally I brew like a ton of coffee all at once and then roll on, but things are definitely like in full motion for coast mode. So we're just kind of coasting along. That little section will basically turn into a bunch of coffee. And then once we get all the coffee, we'll turn it into, or not coffee, it'll be starfruit. Or coffee, I don't know, whatever I want to do. And then after that, we'll turn it into all ancient fruit. And hopefully have a full greenhouse of ancient fruit relatively soon, maybe in another week or two. And I'd like to do a big Skull Caverns run soon as well. We have a ton of jade. I'm not sure the exact number, but You know, we have a couple hundred at this point. So it'd be nice to actually, like, use them for once. But we haven't been to the caverns in a while. At least it feels that way. And yeah, we're not going to go today because our luck is terrible. So yeah, it'll just be another super chill day of making kegs, and I don't know, today will be a good day to clear the quarry out. And I guess that's kind of it on the agenda. Actually, you know what? We may not have time. We probably won't have time to do starfruit. It's going to be all coffee, and then we'll transition it into ancient fruit, which is fine. We should have Ginger Island hopefully soon. That duck feather, that thing is really going to kill me. And I still only have one duck. I really need... I should get as many ducks as possible to try and get the highest chance for a duck feather to drop. Because potentially I could be waiting until, like, you know, 2 weeks into winter to get that feather. And then we'll have to go to Ginger Island. But we'll see. I was kind of thinking, like, with this series, I could stream the last half. Because, like, the next year is going to be so uneventful. Because I'll just sleep a lot. But I don't know, I can't decide yet. I know a lot of people can't make streams or don't like live streams. So it's hard to say. But just trying to think of what to do with that series, just as things, you know, kind of wind down. And this is how I chose to clear the quarry out. I just bombed it all, and then, you know, mined down the tilled soil and set pathing over it. And that's kind of how I usually like to do the quarry. Gets it done in one big smooth burst, and that's it. You don't have to worry about anything else. I don't know if you actually have to put paths down or like any kind of flooring, but I always do just because I think it looks nicer and it keeps rocks from like forming. Yeah, anyway, I didn't drink a bunch, I ate a bunch of these like sweet tarts ropes things, and I think that's why my voice has decided to misbehave particularly bad today. I don't know why I'm buying the wood. I think I'm buying it for kegs. Yeah, that's what it is. And for pathing too. I don't have the energy to chop down trees in this run. And wood is really cheap still because I'm in the first year. So there's no reason to like really worry about it too much. And so I'll just buy it whenever I need it. And probably at the end of winter I'll do like a really big bulk purchase. So I have like, you know, 10,000 wood or something for next year. But we'll see. Money is not an issue for this run. It's only an issue for the single year run and an early game, so yeah. I've been trying to I kind of want to play, I don't know, I'll probably have to like build a mod to do it. But I want to pull in like real time and play Stardew Valley in the form of Animal Crossing, where basically you get like, it just follows the real clock, and the seasons will get kind of complicated. I'd have to figure out how to do that. But you know, basically today it would be Friday, the 26th of spring, I guess, at 1:20 in the afternoon, and time would move like it does in real life, and I'd have to like find a way to cure the energy problems. I guess you wouldn't have energy because Animal Crossing, you don't have energy. You can just do as much as you want, but there's just only so many things you can do a day. I think it would work relatively well. I'd have to find a way to make it interesting, but I don't know. I don't know why I want to do it even. I could just play one day of Stardew Valley a day, but I don't know. I've just been trying to think of other like different style playthroughs to do. And I don't know, I guess expanded obviously I'll be doing, but I gotta kind of keep ahead of it and think of other things as well. But I know expanded is a lot. It's a lot bigger than I realized. Like I didn't realize there was new like festivals and events. I thought it was just like NPCs and some areas. So that'll be a big thing. I don't know why I'm buying speed grow either, man. I'm buying like a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. Because the speed grow I don't need until I get to Ginger Island. And I guess it's Thursday, and I was thinking maybe I'd get to Ginger Island sooner than I do. So maybe that's why, but I'll have another week to buy all that stuff. And even then, I won't need a ton of speed grow. I'll just need, I guess, a bunch of starfruit seeds. I'll probably turn Ginger Island into like a full starfruit field. At least until I can get ancient fruit established. Man, I think it's gonna thunderstorm again. I feel like every time I record something, it starts thunderstorming. But lately, it's been really annoying, I guess, is the kind word for it. Because it'll just hail in the afternoon for just a little bit. And I have 40 little tiny plants out there that are pretty brand new to the outside. They've only been out there for like a week or two. And so I have to cover them all up with pots. So I run out there with 30, 40 pots. And they're all kind of set up close by the plants, but I have to cover them for as long as the hail lasts and then uncover them when it's over. And it's turning into an everyday ordeal. And I like storms, but I just don't like hail for a lot of reasons. I don't really care about hail damage to vehicles so much, but I definitely care about my plants getting destroyed. It's very obnoxious. Oh, I'm doing, so I have that ectoplasm quest, and I know I farmed the wrong thing for it last time. And this time I'm farming it for real. I haven't even been looking at the screen for as I was talking about the plants. But I just used my regular tactic of resetting the elevator floors or just getting down as quickly as possible, looking for a ghost, killing a ghost, and hoping for his ectoplasm. There's no pro strat here. It's very easy. It's just not, it's not super common of a drop, but it's at least not as bad as the prismatic slime. That takes forever to pop up. But ghosts are kind of obnoxious because they get pushed back so far. It's one of my least favorite things about them. And yeah, there we go, we got it. So we'll go to the wizard, we'll turn that quest in real quick, which I believe gives us the recipe for the mini obelisk. And I guess that just gets us a little bit closer to all the recipes we need. There is nothing so far. There's nothing that we really It's funny how relaxed a 2-year series feels to me, especially right now. So there's nothing we need to do. I really don't need to worry about recipes yet. I'll start worrying about those on the 1st of spring. And maybe we'll look into some trackers or see I don't know, take a little bit of time to organize, see what we're missing, and go from there. But right now it's just we're just making money basically, and occasionally giving people prismatic shards. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, the recipe thing. There's a few, it's always in our best interest to try and do the most lucrative special order, but we don't need to make it a huge priority, because we'll have 12 more weeks to do special orders. Or well, no, as of right now we have 16 weeks, So we have plenty of time. And I'm just not worried about it. I am worried about it a lot on the other series, to say the least. But this is like, it's a nice little vacation away from that series. Not that I don't enjoy it, but it just, man, it gets a little bit, I don't even know the word for it, because it's not frustrating, but it's very like frantic, especially when you have like a ton of stuff you need to do, and there's no like right answer, but there's a lot of wrong answers, and I don't know, it's been quite the challenge. I'm enjoying it, and that will be the farm that I use for everything else going forward. This farm will probably die the moment this run is completed. It will just get deleted, much like many of my other farms do. Oh, and it looks like our sweet gem berries are almost done too. So we'll be able to hit up cannoli and get our star drop from that one. That's like a really easy one to forget about. The star drops. Just because like at some point, like energy is mega important in the beginning, right? And then as you, like mid-game, you start losing health more than you do energy. And so energy no longer becomes an issue because you have to eat for your health. So the star drops, I don't really feel like do anything. Like I almost feel like they're in the wrong part of the game. Like maybe like you should get a star drop for hitting level 20 in the mines, not for level 100. Because I don't know, I feel like I've never ran out of energy after the first month. You know, because that's when you're like trying to fish everything up, and oh yeah, here we go. So let me just talk about this real quick. We're going to convert our farm over to 100% iridium sprinklers. And so that means we have to tear everything up. We got to move our bear statue. And we'll try to make it like relatively decent looking. So we're going to leave like a 4 wide path in the middle. But we will change it pretty drastically, as you can see. And you might have noticed a while ago that I left all those pumpkins on the far left side. I'm just giving them one more day to potentially produce additional giant pumpkins. That way in the wintertime I can break them open for secret notes. And yeah, I think we get like 1 extra pumpkin out of it, so it's kind of worth it. But I don't know, that's like my favorite trick, to get extra secret notes relatively quickly. And that's have a couple giant crops, because they have a really high chance of dropping the notes. And then yeah, we got the festival, we got the special, oh my goodness, I'm falling asleep. Special scarecrow and the jack-o'-lantern recipe, which are both necessary for the perfection. And we sold all the gold pumpkins, just because I knew like processing is going to be a challenge. So I might as well just sell the gold star most valuable pumpkins. And then we got a bunch more jade again, so we'll grab those. And luckily it's Sunday with good luck, so we'll actually be able to use them. And we'll do like well, it's not going to be our last dive. It might be one of our last Skull Caverns dives. But we're going to do like our first major staircase dive, where we'll essentially use a couple hundred staircases and go down as deep as we can and then start mining iridium. We did lose a little bit of time because we had to grab all these pumpkins, which is a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it, so it kind of cut into our time. Normally you can get down to like floor 200 by like 10 o'clock in the morning or less. So yeah, I don't know. I left this in. I feel like I haven't showed any of my chests in a really long time. So if you're wanting to see my organization for whatever reason, now's your chance. Oh, we have 182 ladders and 156 more jade, so yeah, geez. This many ladders is overkill, I would say. Like getting past level 200 in the Skull Caverns is probably not necessary. Or it's not like... It's valuable, obviously, but if you start at 200, you don't have to go past with staircases. Like staircasing down to 200 is probably the most like reasonable limit, you know what I mean? And it's also kind of a boring way to do the caverns. Because it doesn't take very much time. And I'm doing it, I should mention, in a really poor way. Because I'm using a controller, so I have to physically move when I go down a level, whereas on a mouse and keyboard, you don't have to. So it's a lot faster to do mouse and keyboard. But, you know how I am. I don't really like to play on anything but a controller, so... Yeah. Anyway, we cut ahead to like 390. And as you can see, the iridium is like significantly more than it is on like floor 150 or something that like most people would probably get to on a decent run. And so, surprisingly enough, like, the run was good by this series standards, but on my perfection series, where I'm trying in 1 year, I'll be getting around this much iridium every single run. And that's just because I'll be trying a lot harder. And so, like, 600 iridium is good. But this run probably could have been worth, like, easily over 1,000, I would say. It should have been over 1,000. And, yeah, that would have been nice. But it doesn't matter. I don't need the iridium anymore. Like, I need it for maybe a couple sprinklers. But then I don't need it for anything. It's kind of funny how, like, as you move into different money-making options, the need to do anything else vanishes. Like, I never fish because it's never necessary. I never void essence farm because I don't need to do it anymore. I don't ever go to the regular mines because it's unnecessary. Like, you kind of just like phase out of all that, and eventually I won't go to the caverns. I won't gift. Like, I'm just like working myself out of a job almost, or in like a sense, right? Working myself out of things to do. Which I guess in real life, that's your goal, right? Everybody should be working to try and replace themselves. That's like what we're doing as humans. But I don't know, it feels kind of weird to do in a game. I guess I could fish for fun. I don't know if I would. If I'm not working toward... Oh, okay, anyway, sorry. The video's about to end and I'm just ranting. I'll see you later. I'll try to stream, I don't know.